Would you rather be tased or pepper sprayed? I'm sure you've seen videos online of people being tased and pepper sprayed, and imagine what it felt like. I don't have to imagine. I've experienced both multiple times. And I'm going to tell you what I would choose every single time and why. Straight up, I preferred being tased. Now, don't get me wrong, I absolutely hated it. I can't explain the feeling of that shock going through my body, tensing me up, completely immobilized. It only lasted for a few seconds, but I never want to feel that again. And that seems to be the general consensus. But one cool thing about it is when it was over, it was over. There weren't any lasting effects at all. You could have the worst 5 seconds of your life, but be relatively unfazed after. Get up and go on about your day. Now, getting pepper sprayed, the absolute worst experience of my life. And it lasted for hours. It was a direct stream into my eyes, so not just a little bit of spray, it was a full deal. It took a couple seconds to kick in, but when it did, there was nothing I could do to get rid of the effect, the burning, except ride it out. Flushing my eyes with water for half an hour. It affects your breathing in really disgusting ways I don't really want to get into, mucus kind of things, but it really took a while. And then, when you think the effects have relatively worn off, you go to take a shower, and whatever was left on your face and in your hair, now it starts to run down your body. And then comes round two. I don't think I need to get into details here, okay? I think you know where I'm going with this. It's not pretty. So both times when I was tased and my first time being pepper sprayed, it was in a controlled environment. So when I was tased, it was by choice. Police officers had the opportunity to try it out. Everyone was kind of lined up. There was a cop on both sides holding you up in case you collapse. And same with being pepper sprayed. It was by choice. Recruits could opt out if they wanted, but most tried it out. And I'm glad I did too. So immediately after you are sprayed, you have to try and effectively execute an arrest in a high-stress situation. Basically training yourself to fight through the effects of pepper spray. And that's important because in the field, the likelihood of cross-contamination when using pepper spray, it's fairly high. It's very rarely a good thing, obviously. The pepper spray or other use of force options don't come out when the person you're trying to gain control of is compliant. Now, speaking from experience, I know plenty of cops who don't even consider pepper spray as a use of force option. I mean, sometimes you even have to get the ambulance involved to help with decontamination of the person in custody. It's a pain. Being tased, horrible feeling, but when it's done, you move on. You're going to comply. It's not like the pepper spray where you can power through it. That's a myth. It's not always perfect. You need to make sure there's proper contact with the taser and the suspect. Thick or loose clothing, for example, could cause it to be useless. And something else that could cause serious injuries is if the suspect is very active or they're running before being tased. You can see videos about these things online everywhere. Some guy running gets tased, they fall and hit the concrete, or the head hits a curb, causes serious injuries. These are things that an officer has to take into consideration when deciding whether or not to deploy the taser or another use of force option. Listen, this video isn't about properly deploying a taser or pepper spray. It's which one would you rather be on the receiving end of? For me, again, it's being tased. It sucks, but you move on after. There's a brief glimpse into the difference, but I guess it's also a brief glimpse into police training. So what would you rather be hit with, a taser or pepper spray? And I guess the second question is, if you plan on getting into policing, would you volunteer or consent to feeling the effects of both? If you've experienced it firsthand, I want to know. No judgment here, okay? This is a safe place. Please share your thoughts. Be safe out there, look after one another, and I'll see you in the next video.